Hi everyone, Clarence here. I hope you're all staying safe and well. We're missing you loads, but here I am today with a few ideas of what I would do with the four chords that I was given by Susie. A G, an E minor, a C and a D. And after playing around with them for a little while, I decided that I'd like to put them into this order. So I start with the E minor, then move to the C, then the G, and finally the D. I think the next thing I decided to do was to come up with a kind of rhythm or style to play them in. So after experimenting for a while, improvising, making it up as you go along, I came up with this kind of feel. So that's going in E minor, C, G, D. Type of thing. The next thing I wanted to do was think about, if I had singers, I thought I'd look at how I might go about giving them notes from those chords to be able to sing over the top of that. So, looking at each chord in the sequence, wherever I got it, I like to write things down. I'm a big fan of writing things down. Many of you might like just working from here, but I do like to write my notes down. So, I wrote down those chords, originally just in their root position, so basically with the bottom note, middle note, top note, without changing the order of the notes, just the E, G, B of the E minor chord, and then the C, E, G of the C, G, B, D of the G, and finally D, F sharp, A of the D chord. So a really simple way to begin with my harmonies, I just thought, right, I'm going to take the top note of each of those chords and give those to one singer, the middle note of each of those chords, give them to another, and then the bottom note and give them to the third singer. I just take the top note, I decided to sing ooh for this, just to create a kind of backing. So the first one goes ooh, 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 and then the middle goes ooh, ooh, etc. And the bottom goes ooh, ooh, and I can put those all together by recording them one after another. I know a lot of you use GarageBand and other apps to do that. Obviously, root position chords, or just the E, G, B is one way, but I could easily flip them over and take the bottom note and put it on the top. Another alternative, for example, I can do a high one, take the bottom note, putting it on the top, goes like this now. Ooh, ooh. Anyway, do you want to have a listen to what those might sound like, sung to ooh? So here are my oohs. Sorry, they're a bit scratchy. Just have a listen anyway. Ooh, 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 ooh. Then I move them up. Ooh, 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 ooh. There you go. So there's my oohs. The next thing I wanted to do was just using basically exactly the same. I'm going to change from ooh to ah. And rather than just going ooh, ah, ah, I'm actually going to put some notes passing in between, just to fill it out a little. So I'm going to go ah, ah. So I'm still basically going ah, ah, but just passing in between. And I can do that with each part. So my middle part now goes ah, ah, and my lower goes ah, ah. So here's the same thing, but with a little bit more passing notes and in-rest going on. Here we go. Ah, 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 ah. Finally, I just did a third variety of that. I stuck with ah, and I thought, right, okay, well, instead of just ah, I could make it a little bit fancier even. I could do a little bit more movement. Ah, ah. Similar idea, but with a final extra bit of movement. Here we go. Ah, 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 is. I need you guys singing it, really. Okay, so that was my vocal harmonies, and I'm actually going to use the second one, the middle lot that I did. I chose to use that one in the song. Often you can come up with lots of material. You don't have to use it all. The third thing that we wanted to do was have a look at creating some lyrics. Sabrina, many of you will know Sabrina, my partner, she came up with some lyrics for the song. Now, I know this song's meant to be about heroes. We actually wrote some lyrics about the sun and about the weather. Now, I think the sun's been a hero, actually, during this time. It really helps that at least we've had some nice weather. Our lyrics are this. They're nice and cheesy for you. It goes, when the sun comes up, I'll see a brighter morning. When the sun comes up, I'll see a brighter day. When the sun comes up, we'll all be together and love will lead the way. All right, so you'll hear that in a second. And over this piano part that I showed you earlier, she sings that melody over the top. Again, just by improvising until she came up with something she was happy with. Before I play you the kind of final examples of what I've done, I thought I wanted to add some guitar, bass and drums. Now, I could have got my bass and my guitar out, but I'm lazy. Here's my bass kind of sound. I've just followed the bottom note of the chord, again with some notes passing in between. Type of thing. For my guitar, it would have sounded better if I got a real guitar out. Guitarists are going to cringe, but I just played the chords. It sounds pretty rough on its own, but when you put it all together, it sounds quite good. So, right note at the end, it would help. Finally, I put a drum beat to it. Just have a little look at my drum beat. I use something called addictive drums too. You know, again, on GarageBand and stuff, I'm sure you can find samples that you can use. So here's addictive drums too. The rhythm I'm using is, it's kind of a swing rhythm for later on when actually that da settles down, it becomes more driven. And here is the drum beat before I finally play the whole thing. I'm basically just going to play through, just let you hear what I've put together. It's just an example. It's not a complete song, but it's using my piano riff. It's using the lyrics and the melody that Sabrina came up with, which you'll hear in a sec. It's using the R harmonies when they come in, and it's using my guitar and my bass and my drums. It's dead cheesy, I know.
When the sun comes up, I'll see a bright morning. When the sun comes up, I'll see a brighter day. When the sun comes up, we'll all be together. Love will lead the way.
There we go. So those are just a few of my ideas. But whatever you do, just remember you can't go wrong when you're composing and creating your own thing. You know, come up with lots and lots of different resources that you can use, lots of different separate ideas, and then you can piece them together like a jigsaw. I probably will go back to this and then arrange it out more fully and create some more lyrics. And when I do, I shall let you hear it. Okay, everyone take care, have fun with the project, and we'll see you all soon.